Look at the contradiction here. Anthropic, the company behind Claude, is warning that frontier AI may need a coordinated slowdown or even a pause if the risks keep growing. And in the same window, Anthropic has moved toward an IPO by confidentially submitting its draft S1 to the SEC. So on one side, the message is this technology may be moving too fast. On the other side, the company is preparing to access public market capital so it can keep scaling one of the most expensive technologies ever built. That is the surface contradiction. But the deeper story is much more interesting. This is not just about AI safety. This is about capital, regulation, distribution, and who gets to own the AI market. And if you are a developer, founder, creator, or just someone using AI tools, this affects you directly. First, let's separate the facts from the drama. Anthropic has not magically become a public company. A confidential S1 does not tell us the final valuation, share price, ticker, or IPO date. But it does give Anthropic the option to go public after the SEC review process. And in frontier AI, that option is powerful. Because this industry is not like normal software. Normal software can scale with a small team and a cloud bill. Frontier AI scales with compute, chips, data centers, research talent, enterprise contracts, and distribution partnerships. So the IPO path is not just a financial event, it is strategic fuel. It gives Anthropic a way to keep playing a game where the cost of entry keeps rising. Now place that next to the safety message. Anthropic is saying that if AI systems keep improving quickly, society may need a real way to slow things down. Not one company stopping alone while everyone else races ahead. A coordinated pause that can actually be verified. That sounds responsible. But it also raises one very important question. Who benefits when the rules around AI become more complex? To be fair, the safety concern is not fake. Claude is no longer just a chatbot that answers questions. It can write code, it can debug, it can plan, it can handle longer tasks. It can help engineers move faster. And when AI starts helping with software development, the loop changes. A model helps build better tools. Those tools help build better products. Those products help improve the next generation of systems. That is why people worry about recursive self-improvement. In simple terms, the tool starts helping improve the next version of the tool. That does not mean science fiction happens tomorrow, but it does mean the slope of progress can get steeper. So yes, Anthropic has a legitimate reason to say we need better governance, better verification, and maybe even a way to coordinate a slowdown. That part deserves to be taken seriously. But here is where the business brain needs to switch on. If safety becomes the frame, who gets to define what safe means? This is where the IPO matters. In a normal startup, going public might look like a milestone. In frontier AI, it is also a weapon. The more money you can access, the more compute you can buy. The more compute you can buy, the stronger your models can become. The stronger your models become, the more enterprise customers you can win. And the more enterprise customers you win, the easier it is to justify even more investment. That cycle is brutal. It means the AI race is not only a product race, it is a capital race. And once a market becomes a capital race, smaller companies are at a disadvantage before the product even starts. This is why Anthropic moving toward public markets matters. It is not just Claude company files paperwork. It is Anthropic preparing for the next stage of the AI war. The stage where compute, trust, enterprise distribution, and regulatory readiness matter as much as raw model quality. Now let's talk about the most important part, regulation. Regulation is not automatically bad. If AI is being used in healthcare, finance, cybersecurity, education, government, or hiring, people should ask hard questions. Who is responsible when the model makes a harmful decision? How do we test dangerous capabilities? How do we prevent misuse? How do we know a company is not hiding problems? These are real concerns. But every rule creates operational cost. You need documentation. You need evaluations. You need security processes. You need legal review. You need reporting. You may need audits. For a large AI lab, that is expensive but manageable. For a small startup, that can kill the business. And this is where safety can accidentally become a moat. A moat is something that protects a business from competition. Sometimes the moat is technology. Sometimes it is brand. Sometimes it is distribution. But in regulated industries, the moat can be complexity itself. If only the biggest players can afford to operate under the rules, then the rules protect the biggest players. So when Anthropic says we need serious safety systems, that can be true, but the market effect is still obvious. The more expensive safety becomes, the harder it is for anyone else to catch up. Anthropic also has a brand advantage here. OpenAI is often seen as aggressive, Google is seen as massive, Meta is seen as open source but controversial. Anthropic has positioned itself as the responsible frontier lab. That brand is valuable. It helps with enterprise customers, it helps with government conversations, it helps with recruiting, it helps with public trust. And now, as the company moves toward public markets, that brand becomes part of the investment story. Because investors do not just want growth, they want defensibility. They want to know why this company will not be replaced next year. And Anthropic can tell a much stronger story than we built another chatbot. They can say, we have frontier models, we have enterprise trust, we understand safety, and we are involved in the governance conversation. That is a powerful position. Now here is the practical takeaway. If you are building with AI, stop thinking only about the model. The model layer is becoming a game for giants. For everyone else, the game is specificity. If your product is just ChatGPT but for X, or Claude with a nicer dashboard, that is getting weaker every month. The big labs can copy generic features, they can lower prices, they can add integrations, they can bundle your use case into their own product. So the play is not to build another generic AI tool. The play is to own a wedge, own a specific customer, own a workflow, own proprietary data, own distribution, own trust in one niche. Do not build AI for doctors. Build AI that helps small clinics summarize insurance denial letters. Do not build AI for developers. Build AI that helps legacy Java teams migrate one internal service safely. Do not build AI for sales. Build AI that reviews missed follow-ups in a CRM and drafts the next action for each account. That is how small teams can still win. You do not beat Anthropic at training frontier models. You beat them by solving a problem they are too broad to care about. Now the balanced take is important. This is not Anthropic is lying about safety. They may genuinely believe the risk is real, and honestly, if frontier AI keeps improving this quickly, we probably do need serious governance. But the incentives are still the incentives. If a company is big enough to help shape the rules and rich enough to comply with the rules, then the rules can strengthen that company. That is not a conspiracy. That is market structure. The same thing has happened in finance, healthcare, telecom, energy, and defense. Regulation protects people, but regulation also tends to protect incumbents. AI may be entering that phase now. So Anthropic can be safety-focused and strategic at the same time. Both things can be true. So what is Anthropic really doing? It is doing both things. It is warning about real AI risk, and it is building a stronger strategic position. It is preparing for public market capital. It is strengthening its responsible AI brand. It is helping shape the safety conversation. And if that safety conversation turns into regulation, Anthropic is one of the companies best positioned to survive it. That is the real story. The future of AI will not only be decided by model quality, it will be decided by capital, compute, trust, distribution, and rules. And Anthropic is trying to be strong in all five. What do you think? Is this responsible leadership, or is this how a $1 trillion AI moat gets built? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And subscribe for more simple, honest AI breakdowns. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care.